Today, London stands as one of the greatest cities in the world, a city of power, culture, and history. Every single day, millions of people walk through its streets, surrounded by ancient buildings, royal palaces, and modern wonders. But the London we know today was not built in a single day. Almost 2,000 years ago, this legendary city did not exist. There were no famous landmarks, no towering skyscrapers, and no crowded streets filled with millions of people. Instead, beside the River Thames, there was only a small settlement, waiting for its destiny to begin, a place that would witness the arrival of powerful armies, the rise of kings, devastating disasters, and the birth of one of the most influential cities in human history. This is the incredible story of London. Almost 2,000 years ago, the story of London truly began. In the year 43 AD, the Roman Empire arrived in Britain. They came with powerful armies, advanced technology, and a vision to expand their empire across new lands. But they needed one thing, a place that could become a center of trade, communication, and power. And they found the perfect location, beside the River Thames. The river was more than just water. It was a natural highway, connecting Britain with the rest of the Roman world. Here, the Romans built a small settlement called Londinium. At first, it was only a simple trading post, but slowly, merchants arrived, roads were built, and the settlement began to grow. Ships carrying goods from distant lands entered the river, bringing new ideas, new cultures, and new opportunities. Within a short time, Londinium became one of the most important cities in Roman Britain. A small settlement beside the Thames was becoming the foundation of the city we know today as London. But the growth of Londinium did not come without challenges. As the city became richer and more powerful, tensions began to rise across Roman Britain. Many local tribes feared Roman control, and their anger continued to grow. Then, in 60 AD, a powerful rebellion erupted, led by the warrior queen Boudica. Thousands of Britons rose against the Roman Empire. Her forces marched toward Londinium, and the city stood directly in their path. With no strong defenses to protect them, the Romans made a difficult decision. They abandoned the city, leaving Londinium to its fate. The rebels entered the settlement and destroyed much of what the Romans had built. Buildings were burned, streets were ruined, and the growing city was almost completely destroyed. But Londinium was not finished. The Romans returned, and instead of giving up, they rebuilt the city stronger than before. New roads were created, larger buildings were constructed, and Londinium began its journey toward becoming the greatest city in Roman Britain. A city that had fallen once was rising again. After surviving destruction, Londinium entered a new era of growth and power. The Romans rebuilt the city, not as a simple settlement, but as a major center of Roman Britain. New stone buildings appeared across the city. A great forum was constructed, where merchants, politicians, and citizens gathered. Temples were built. Roads connected Londinium with distant parts of Britain, and the city became the heart of trade and administration. Ships from across the Roman Empire arrived at the Thames, bringing valuable goods, new cultures, and people from distant lands. Londinium was no longer just a small riverside town. It had become a true Roman city. At its height, thousands of people lived within its walls. The streets were filled with merchants, soldiers, craftsmen, and travelers. For a time, Londinium stood as one of the most important cities in the entire Roman world. A city born beside a river had become the powerful foundation of future London. But the greatness of Londinium would not last forever. For centuries, the Roman city continued to grow and prosper, but slowly, the power of the Roman Empire began to weaken. Across Britain, Roman control started to collapse. The armies that once protected the land became weaker. New threats appeared from outside the empire. Tribes from northern Europe began attacking Roman territories. By the early 5th century, Rome could no longer protect Britain. In 410 AD, the Roman Empire officially abandoned Britain. The soldiers left, and Londinium was left without the powerful force that had built it. The great Roman city began to decline. Trade became weaker, buildings were abandoned, and many areas of the city slowly fell into silence. The city that had once been the heart of Roman Britain was entering a new and uncertain chapter. But Londinium's story was not over. From the ashes of the Roman city, a new London would eventually rise. After the fall of Roman rule, Londinium entered a completely new era. The once powerful Roman city was no longer the center of an empire. Many old Roman buildings were abandoned, and life slowly moved away from the ancient city. But beside the River Thames, a new beginning was taking place. New communities started to appear. Over time, a new settlement grew near the old Roman ruins. This new town would become known as Lundenwic. Unlike Roman Londinium, this was not built by an empire. It was built by traders, craftsmen, and ordinary people. The river remained the heart of the city, bringing ships, goods, and new opportunities. As centuries passed, London slowly began to rise again. Then came the arrival of the Vikings, a new challenge that would once again change the destiny of the city. The story of London was entering a new chapter, one filled with kings, battles, and the struggle for power. The Viking invasions brought fear and destruction across England. Town after town fell under Viking control. Even London faced the growing threat. For years, the future of the city remained uncertain. Then, a remarkable leader emerged. His name was King Alfred the Great. Unlike many rulers before him, Alfred refused to surrender. He reorganized his armies, strengthened England's defenses, and fought back against the Viking invasions. After reclaiming London, Alfred ordered the city to be rebuilt inside the old Roman walls. The abandoned Roman city came back to life once again. New homes were built, markets reopened, and strong defensive walls protected the growing settlement. For the first time in centuries, London began to feel safe again. King Alfred had not only saved the city, he had laid the foundations of the medieval London that would shape England's future. From this moment onward, London was no longer simply surviving. It was preparing to become the capital of a kingdom. In the year 1066, England faced one of the greatest turning points in its history. A powerful army crossed the English Channel, led by William, Duke of Normandy. After the famous Battle of Hastings, King Harold II was defeated, and William claimed the English throne. But winning the crown was only the beginning. London, the richest and most important city in England, did not immediately accept its new king. William understood one important truth. Whoever controlled London would control all of England. So instead of destroying the city, he secured it. To strengthen his rule, William ordered the construction of a mighty stone fortress beside the River Thames. This fortress would later become known as the Tower of London. It was more than just a castle. It was a symbol of Norman power, a royal residence, a military fortress, and a warning to anyone who challenged the new king. Under William's rule, London entered another new era. The city grew stronger, its influence expanded, and it slowly became the political heart of England. The foundations of medieval London were now firmly in place. After rebuilding from the Great Fire, London entered an age unlike anything it had ever seen. The Industrial Revolution transformed the city. Factories, railways, and new technology changed everyday life, while London's population exploded. Soon, the British Empire stretched across the globe, and London became the capital of the largest empire in human history. Wealth from every continent flowed into the city, making London the financial and political heart of the world. But the 20th century brought new challenges. During two devastating world wars, London was heavily bombed. Entire neighborhoods were destroyed, yet the spirit of its people never collapsed. Once again, the city rebuilt itself. Today, London stands as one of the world's greatest cities, a place where ancient castles stand beside modern skyscrapers, where centuries of history meet the future every single day. From a tiny Roman settlement beside the River Thames to one of the most influential cities on earth, London's story is not just the history of one city. It is the story of survival, determination, and humanity's endless ability to rise again. Before we uncover another incredible story from history, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Every week, we reveal a new secret from the past.